Hello guys, this is a video where I'm showing you a bit more of the editor for Bizarro Untergrund. In my previous video, a bit lengthy Bizarro Untergrund report, I was showing some progress with various things, with the visibility to 56 bits, to 56 areas, with other things, and the fact that I finally started having something that resembles an editor kinda, but it was still very tedious to work with, and it might still be a bit, but I have fixed a lot. The next days, on the weekend, yesterday, a bit today, I started improving a lot, and I even moved some of this code for the editor specific was on game, I think game world grid map or common. I think it goes in game world grid map, and I refactor. I moved them on editor main, and on editor input I have some extra buttons that will call the editor main. Editor input did exist, and I moved a lot of things here to isolate them, and I did a lot more work with it. And now it's in a very happy place. I even did some other optimization. First of all, if I run the release version, it's gonna be the regular game. It has the things, it has everything, it has the particle things like it should. It has the final map you are gonna load on the 3DO. This is the original. But now I did something else. I used to have a defined editor mode and not editor mode. And I simply made the wise thing to make extra Visual Studio project, release and debug. I also have the debug for debugging. And obviously, yeah, that was better than enabling changing a definition in some random header file. So yeah, now on the preprocessors I say prods underscore edit. It used to be edit underscore mode. I used to have it in engine grid map for some reason, but now it's not there anymore. And I have everywhere if project prods editor else, but now it's global on the project. So that's pretty good because I can simply I'm pressing F9 for some reason. In another compiler I was pressing F9. Now I have the frame counter below, of course. Now I can just start the editor, and there is a lot of things that I have changed. You see already a lot of things that will help me a lot. An actual highlighter, it used to be a cube, then it used to be, let's try something actually. It used to be, I used to highlight the whole cube, I used to show a cube object, but now I really highlight the face, because suppose I'm here and I'm clicking this, no, I'm clicking this scene. Now because I didn't move the mouse pointer, it's gonna put to the side. I didn't know where I put, if I want to continue putting here, I have to move here. And it's pretty cool with the highlighter. That's the one thing I changed. Then, you see on the top right, also I have a pixel on the center of the screen so that I know. You see on the right the materials, and with the mouse wheel I change them. And now I'm gonna, with right mouse button, I'm gonna put that, and then I'm gonna put that, and I can change the material. Now I can also change the material by clicking the bracket on the keyboard. I was working on a laptop, so I needed to change. And what is the cube on the right? Now the cube on the right, if I press F2, I can see colored cubes that represent areas. I have randomized, not exactly randomized the color. I have used the bits of the area, but in a obfuscated way, so that you don't see things going from blue to bluer. So you can know that this is area. This is actually area 5. Do you see? Because the empty spaces. If I go here and dig, you see the blue cube. And even if I put things back, maybe do it with the original. You see the blue cube. And that blue cube, if I go inside, do you see also the numbers? I have the numbers on the left, the 4 numbers. The first 3 is the X, Y, Z, the block position, and the other is the area. Because the area is invisible, it's like this. Those empty spaces are using area 1. If I go here, the number 6 becomes number 1 there. The fourth number. This is the area. I can improve. Now, I can continue digging, and now all of them have the blue cube, because the blue cube is area 1. If I press on I don't have extra mouse keys for that. I use the wheel for the material on the right, and I use 9 and 0 to change. You see the clear area even on the text mode. Also, but every time I clear something, it uses the area selected. However, I'm going to fill those now. Also, I'm going. So now if I clear them, it has the blue, and the blue is area 1. Suppose I press 0, area 2, area 3, area 2. Now it's area 2. Area 2 when I go there. Because unfortunately I'll have, and I might improve this part. This part is gonna be a pain. Because I really want to split the empty space in, this is area 1, this is area 2, this is area 3, this is area 4, something. Gradually, the areas are changing gradually, and you see the number. I want to make it easy to paint the empty spaces with the area number I want, so that I handle the visibility. Now the other thing is, now I have selected the cube is area 1, but suppose I'm here and maybe I want to dig here, and now, or maybe here in this bluish thing. This is area 15 because you see the fourth number, and I could go to area 15 or something, but I can also, I'm standing now on area 15. I can press Z and it's gonna grab area 15. The cube changed there. The cube on the left changed, and now if I paint, it's gonna be area 15. I can stand here, area 14. Okay, first of all, I can close those. I can stand in this area, press Z, I stole area 14, and now I'm gonna paint this, and they're gonna have the green cubes, the area 14. But maybe I don't like it, and I can still again area 14, or I can navigate. Now, I don't remember how many areas am I using there. The next thing I need to do, now I'm gonna move to the last place to see the possibly last area. 28. It is 28. However, I have selected area 45. The current selection is area 45. So when I, even here, if I delete that, it's gonna be area 45, the single. And that's not a good visibility, a single block to be area 45. You have to split the corridors in ways that are optimal for the. If I start digging here, these are area 45. And maybe I want to go now to area 46. So that half of the corridor is area 45 and half of the. And maybe here I want to go to area 40. Now I have skipped some areas, but in the final save they will be concatenated. If you get what I mean. And now, I've done a lot of nights. I press F2 to hide, so. The other thing I know, the speed is better, and you see there is no flickering with the cues. Why? Now, I'm still using you see the texture distortion. This is the dummy cell render. It's not the real cell render. It's the dummy one that does it with two texture triangles. I made some changes on this to darken the shade. I made some shading on the texture, and you see the shading on the upper and lower cubes have the shading, but it's kinda wrong. If I switch to the cell renderer, the shading will be better. Something is off on the dummy cell render, but that's okay for now. And if you see, if I go out now, it's much better. I'm rendering, I did even that change, I'm rendering only the necessary. I'm not rendering full cubes. If the edges of a cube is adjacent with others, if it's hidden, if it's surrounded by other cubes, I'm not gonna add actually I'm doing something else. In the particle code, I had an extra thing that every individual particle would check the block area. If a particle is bouncing here, it's gonna steal the area. I had such code already, but I only used it for the particles, for the billboards. So I had per polygon checking of area, and I also have two special areas. Area 0, which is always hide, never render, and area 255, always show. And now, when I generate the cubes, but not the 3D, I do it already on the 3D, on the optimized 3D model, but even on the editor model, that is a series of cubes, for the six sides of every cube, I do an extra check where I check for adjacent polygons, and I also hide individually the polygon. Every cube has all the 6 meshes, but I'm setting the poly area flag. The feature I only used previously only on the billboard cells for the particles, but I don't use it for the regular geometry because I didn't need it, but now I need. And now really, when I literally dig something, it's gonna check the nearby cubes. It's gonna check if he has to hide or so, and it's gonna check this cube, this cube, this cube are gonna check their sides. They're gonna check, oh, now one of my 6 sides is there is empty space, so I'm gonna enable. I'm gonna set my side, the quad, the polygon, the quad. I'm gonna set the cell. I'm gonna set this special. It's not even a flag. It's a new array that is not. I don't allocate for every mesh, but only for the meshes that I want. It's. I forgot the word. It's It's not obligatory. It's like when I initialize a mesh, I say, do you want this extra polygon information or not? That I only use for the particles, I say. But now it's used for that, so that even if I'm digging and adding stuff, it's gonna only update the mesh is still big. The mesh is every cube, visible or invisible, has 6 sides. This is still an enormous amount of, but I'm just making it to not render extra stuff, so that the PC editor is much better in performance, and it doesn't have flickering cubes, flickering sides. I don't know if I wanted to make a dynamic grid on the 3DO and not the static one. And that could be the first step. That could be an algorithm that has with that. But it would be very slow, and the way I'm doing it on the 3DO. And the memory, it would take an enormous memory. Because, as I said, anyway, yeah, I went far. Now, the other thing I did, F6 works better now. When I press to save the mesh, you're gonna see the light. You're gonna see the those cubes, the editor cubes they are all going to be hidden or removed. They are not really removed, they are hidden. And the actual 3DO mesh is gonna be reconstructed, which is different than this mesh from separate cubes. It's gonna be a more unified and more optimized mesh, and it's gonna calculate the lights. I'm pressing F6. Oh, why did it crash now? That has never happened, man. Come on. When I make a video, come on now. When I make a video, and I'm not even on debug mode now. Damn it. Let's see if it crashes in general, or because I added new areas. No, it works. Oh my god, now. I hate when I'm preparing to make this video. I'm trying to make them short, and then something unexpected happened that it didn't happen when I was working. I'm gonna add, you know what? Let's see if it's the area thing. I was adding in. Now I have the areas. I'm gonna put some much higher area. Maybe it's the much higher area. It could make sense. Much higher than the best area I have here. And now I'm adding space with this area. And I'm saving. Yeah. And I know why. Now I'm on debug mode, but you get, yeah, that's obvious, that's obvious. I never did this with adding areas that don't exist. Okay, it makes sense. Because now the num areas are 39, they are not 28. And I haven't initialized previously grid map mesh. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, you have to go through the process of concatenating the grid map. Yeah, I know what it is. The way I have it, I load right now. Ah, yeah, this is the other thing I need to do. Right now, among other things, when I need a level, I say, is it an editor? So if I put on debug or whatever, if it's a game, this is gonna change. In the regular game, it's gonna load the level. It's gonna load the grid map. The grid map is the block. It's not the mesh yet. It's the blocks, and it already has a total number of areas. This increasing area for the empty space so that I know that okay, I can separate the mesh in different areas for visibility. So if the last area is 28, it's gonna load the map, and later, maybe in the prepare grid map world, yeah, it's gonna init the regular mesh, the 3D mesh, and it's gonna init it based on the number of areas. Hmm, I know. It's not even. I'm gonna do something. I know that the areas are 28, and I know if I now I add a new area, maybe it still crashes. And you even see it. I have the code that procedural generates the map, but in the future we are gonna use the editor. We could only procedurally generate a small box so that I start digging from somewhere and start expanding the level. But in the future, a lot of the procedure generation will go. Now, the last area is 28, so maybe not. If I move it to 29, it might not crash. Maybe it will crash. I don't remember which. Because first of all, it doesn't concatenate the areas. If I put area 40 from 29 to 39, it's gonna be empty, and there's not gonna be mesh, but it's gonna say, yeah, the last area is 39. I have some other code in the regular loading or in the procedural generation that does it. So now I I put this bright. Now it will either crash or not. Let's see. It doesn't crash. Yeah, because when I save, I think I might call this one, and it's gonna try to find all the areas. And previously in another place, when I did the procedural generation, before I started using the editor to add the new areas, I could also concatenate the areas. Like if there are gaps, if there are blocks that don't use an area number, I will shrink it so that everything is linear. Now this is gonna just try to search the maximum. What is the maximum area? So if the maximum area is 29, the previous was 28, that's fine. But if I go now, this doesn't work very well because I cannot return back to the old editor if I save. I'll do that too. Now I'm gonna still 29. I'm gonna go not 30 but 31. Clear area 31. And I'm gonna now you don't see it, of course. You don't see it because now the regular geometry, yeah, you see it here. This is funny. I haven't made it so that if you save, I'm on the 3D geometry now, the optimized game for the mesh, because I generated and I have hidden the other geometry. We don't have the boxed geometry. I'll change that. Now if I press F6, it's gonna crash. Yeah, okay, I see what. Technically I could even fix that. But anyway, I know what's going on now. That's okay. I wanted to talk about some. We can try something for fun though. I can use the low areas. Maybe put level 5. You can make it broken tiles. Make some more. It's so much easier now to. Of course, if I mean it doesn't. It's a bit diagonal now. The other thing I need to do is have more textures. Because right now it's the same. Make some better and maybe not as distracting textures. And if I visualize the area, this is split in many areas. It's not optimized. It's just random. It's the procedural generator that says every few steps split the area a bit. I don't know what I'm doing. And you see even the lighting is cool. So if I press F6 now, my god, look at the. I could have done more. And okay, there is another thing I'm going to do. Also, I pressed F6 and I save things here. And then I copy them inside here. But I need to save, I haven't saved the blocks. I will have to press F5 for the blocks. Let's make a final one in the first level again. Also, my plans is I'm scrapping level 2, 3, 4, 5. These are just experimental. Level 1 is iconic and I'm gonna paint on top of it. I'm gonna alter some things. Yeah, what else I want to do? It can be tedious. It can be tedious. Digging is easier, but it can be tedious with areas. If you get me. Ugh. Wrong button. Also, I forgot to say, if you highlight that, if I press right button, it adds a cube. Left button it removes. And middle button, you might not want to add or remove. You might want to change the material. Middle button will just change the material. That's convenient. And I also have put the buttons on my keyboard for that because is it S? It's S. Yeah. WAXD. I have WAXD and not WASD. That's just a personal thing. Because on my laptop, where the hell is the middle button? Maybe it's some combination. Even the mouse wheel is using two fingers. And I don't like it. So the other thing is I might add brushes, especially for areas. I might decide that all of this corridor has the same. I might want to do it's area 8, I see. I might want to do it uh, this area 8, this area 9, so that it's split in two. And it's gonna be tedious. First of all, only only when I'm digging I change the area. What if I want to change this area now? and I'm gonna go for, I don't know, this red. I cannot. If I do this, I made this red. You have to add a block and then clear it. So I will have to do some extra things so that I can paint areas in the same way I can paint blocks without adding and removing. I don't know how it will be, the highlight, everything. Maybe I'll find out a way. And I'm thinking I have to do some area fluid fill brushes where when I point there, it's gonna be highlighted a whole square instead of a cube, and say, yeah, this 2 by 2 or 3 by 3 square or whatever, paint the whole thing with the new area. So there are still a lot of things to do. And the other thing I need to do is I want to save a special. When I save now, I save the final 3DO mesh and block data. I want to be able to save uh, an editor file that might be even more simple because it doesn't need the visibility data and the extra data. It just needs the material and area. And I might have to add a simple way to add things. To add the player position, the 3D models, which I haven't decided. Like, okay, are there enemies, items, health potions? I haven't decided about that. I'm just using random items for now. I will have to put here in place, and this should be saved. So there is still some work, but a lot of the ease of highlighting and editing now and knowing where I am about to edit. So let's. I'm confused because I'm pressing. I have left mouse button to. Maybe I should reverse them. It's much easier now because I know what I'm highlighting. Now I'm going to do that. And let's dig some tunnel here maybe. Okay, now I can more easily see where I am. I'm gonna make. I might try. That could be good. I might try to make some. Oh, that's the end. Okay. I got an idea. If that's the end, where is it? I'm looking at the wrong side. I thought it was the end here. Ah, I was pointing in another. Okay. No. Wrong button. I lost. So I'm gonna make a window to give some light, and I'm also going to fine, I'm gonna make a drop. Oh, there is light here. Yeah. I'm gonna do some funny stuff like that. So much easier. Now I'm gonna press F6. Oh yeah, I hope this doesn't block us, so make it wider. I'm gonna press F6. Oh. Oh, we missed that one, but okay. Okay. And now it's not finished. I might improve the light. Oh. That should be brightening the thing more. And now I'm gonna press F5 and you will see on the right side. This is gonna start building the visibility. The visibility building is the slowest. I could improve it. It uses all the coals. The lighting is instant. Even if it's also, even the lighting is thrown several rays to figure out what's occluded. But the visibility is even worse. It is still even. You find the total living blocks, the current, the visibilities are indexed. Those, it's very low. This can go till 64K, 65536. We have this visibility area stored, and every block is stored information of the visibility, and I made some ways to minify this and not grow to the extremes, so that I can still make bigger maps and add 256 areas and do stuff. And now we save them, we copy them to the CD. I'm gonna automate that a bit. It is a bit bigger, okay. And now for testing, you can go, sorry, to run the actual game. I'm gonna put the mouse controls. Oh, now I dropped here. That's funny. And it has the guess moody lighting. I can improve the lighting. Those are supposed to be emitters. The sky is supposed to be emitter. And it also has the item because I have some main code adding. And and I made this Very moody, very dark. This should be emitting more, those lights. The sky is emitting more. The outside. It's pretty dark though. Maybe I should make a flashlight or torch or something. And now we're dropping. And we're here. Look at this, there is an opening here, but I cannot go from here. So I really need to do all this thing. Better ways to denote areas, of course fix the bug with the crashing. Save in a new format, and ways to add the player position and object position. But it's so easy to draw stuff. It's so cool, so easy. Now those maps are garbage. I have the procedural generation that me. This is a big garbage where I was just digging with code. I might start from the beginning. Maybe I keep the first level because it's iconic in a way. And we can actually build. Let's see if, yeah, it still builds. There's some new warning. That's okay. It's been a long since I built the 3DO version. So yeah, the editor is going on, and now I can very easily craft areas. I can very easily. The thing is that I can craft level, but the empty space areas, the visibility areas, I need to find some good ways to figure that out. Now, memory available is still cool. That's the frame rate. Did the frame rate sound? Now it seems very choppy on the emulator, even though the frame rate seems to be at 20 something, or 16 if you look down. It seems very choppy here. Maybe it's the recording also. I also need to see the particles. The particles, see, at some places they go through. At some blocks they go through, and some blocks they don't go through. And now the moody corridor. As you see here, frame rate is much better if you. I can do a lot to improve the frame rate. I need to run this on a real 3DO. It's been so long since I only tested on emulator now. I know. This is flickering here and not. This is gonna be a screen with stars and planet going to the next level. Actually, I might change a lot of things. I have been thinking about things. I have been thinking that right now. Let's see, right now. I made it so that if you go out of bounds, this is out of bounds here, okay? It's gonna end the level. I don't want to do it. Maybe I have places with stars that if you go out of bounds, you die or you you lose a bit and you teleported in the last position or. And I might make some texture that is like a portal that maybe you have to feed gems. I might make a different way to go to the new goal. Yeah, I have a lot of ideas now about how to. It's gonna be very different. This is still a prototype engine. Memory is consistent. That's also good with the arenas. I don't know if the mouse movement is choppy. This might look a bit less choppy. Could be the emulator, could be the way I handle the mouse. And the final level where I go overboard. These are experimental levels. I can just to check speed and here we are again. Oh! Ah no, it's the fifth level. Okay, this is the fifth level. I was wondering why I'm not in the first level. Now those flowers work. They do. Oh, they propel me to the. Ah! Yeah, I didn't have an. If I fall into the pit, I didn't have an escape. Oh no! Uh, yeah, I have the other. The momentum stayed, and so I was in the second level. I was also propelled. Yeah, those are little things I can fix. So these are the core things. Since the last video, I have done quite the progress in the editor, and it's finally at a point where I will be very easy to. I will make it that when I save in the editor, there's gonna be a save. Now I'm saving inside the CD and then I copy inside data. It's gonna save a different file that it will be only for the editor, it will be simpler. And then, so that, if I start again now, if I was editing, obviously, I was editing now, I was doing work, and now I lost all the information because I don't save the editor progress. So I'm in the beginning and I have to start all over again. This is so funny. Where am I? Oh, I was here. Moody, moody, dark lighting. Also, if I press F6 many times now, it goes slower because I don't. I create the geometry. I don't clean up. And also, I try to. I don't have the cubes, so it's a bit of broken. It's like if you save, you have to. Yeah, I'll improve those. You do that until it crashes, of course. Obviously. Yeah. And delete the grid mesh. And that's it, guys. This is the progress with my Bizarro editor. I didn't show any code in this one. It wasn't the Bizarro report or code seal. So it's all fun. Bye!